Hey guys, today we're talking about leveraging discomfort for happiness and success. So it's at the edge of your comfort zone and into being uncomfortable that a lot of your growth and development and achievement, success, and happiness happens. And it's very interesting because there's actually a specific region of your brain that lights up in response to new experiences and just perceiving new things. And that is associated with a dopamine release, which, as you know, is associated with happiness. So today we're talking about defining what comfort versus being uncomfortable is, what happens to your brain when you're uncomfortable, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 tips on consciously going into your discomfort zone and being able to handle that more effectively so that you can achieve and grow in a more rapid pace and a more sustainable pace as well. So first of all, what is comfort? And comfort is defined by 3 things going on in your mind and your body, and that has to do with familiarity of the situation, your perception of control over the situation, and your feelings of safety around it. So all of these create feelings of comfort, versus when you're uncomfortable, you feel like you're not safe, first of all, and second, you feel like you lack some confidence in being able to perform the task at hand. And so what that means is you also feel that you're out of control. You don't know, in more extreme situations, if you're going to survive the situation. You don't know if you're able to achieve what you want to achieve. So all of that starts to create these feelings in you. So we're going to go into what happens in your brain. And when you're faced with new scenarios and you're feeling like you're not confident about whether you can achieve it and you're feeling unsafe, your brain associates that with pain. And so what it does is it starts to trigger feelings of fear, anxiety, and stress. And then it starts to trigger these chemical releases, and you're going to be releasing things like adrenaline, and you're going to start to feel it in your body. And so your mind is going to start to say a million reasons why you shouldn't do that thing, and it's going to tell you to stop. And as you know, your brain is designed to keep you alive. And it's going to want to remove you from that uncomfortable situation as soon as possible because it thinks that your life is in danger or you are being threatened. So it's an important distinction to note that your pain response is actually manufactured in your brain, and it varies based on 2 factors. It varies based on your physical triggers, and it's also your mental response to whatever that trigger is associated with, whatever meaning you have. So for example, if you're going on stage and you feel you have a trigger, like all of a sudden you have some sort of like, and your brain is gonna, you feel the trigger, and then your mind is gonna instantly say, okay, what is this? Is this stress, anxiety? Am I in danger of being, rejected when people are going to see me on stage? Or is this more along the lines of excitement? Am I feeling good? And it's just kind of this excitement that really pushes you to perform. And the interesting thing is that based on your stronger neurological pathways, that's where your brain's going to make that split-second decision on whether this is stress and anxiety or whether this is excitement. So keep that in mind because we're going to go back to this, and it's just an important distinction to know what's going on in your mind. Now I'm sharing with you 5 tips on leveraging your discomfort for happiness and success. The first thing you want to do is to watch your thoughts, because your brain is trying to keep you alive. So what it's going to do is it's going to come up with all these reasons why you should stop doing the thing that you want to do. It's going to tell you things like, it's too late, you can't do this, you're not ready, it may be dangerous, and all these different thoughts that try to dissuade you away. And of course, in the moment, they're challenging. But if you have the awareness that it's just really your brain trying to make up these things to keep you safe, then you can start to ignore them because you're aware of where they're coming from. The second thing is to remember your why. when you're faced with a situation where all this fear and just feelings start kicking in, you want to remember why you're doing it in the first place and stick to that so that you can focus on going forward instead of being dissuaded by different thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Tip number 3 is to plan ahead. So if you watch my video on consciously creating the life you want based on how you show up, I talk a lot about planning ahead as a way to know exactly what you're going to do when that moment arises and you have those moments of weakness. You already have the decision, you already know exactly where you're going, so it takes a lot of that extra work away from that moment. And in moments of weakness, we don't make our best decisions. So it's really great and useful to plan ahead. Tip number 4 is to reward yourself. So by rewarding yourself, you're balancing your uncomfortable experiences with comfortable experiences, and you're also associating your uncomfortable experiences with something likable and comfortable and happy towards the end. So if you reward yourself, you're kind of combining these experiences, and your brain's going to start to associate this discomfort with something that you actually want and like. And it starts to get easier in your brain as you begin to do this over and over again, and also you begin to adapt to it. Tip number 5 is you're going to tell yourself that you're safe. Of course, if you're picking something uncomfortable that you're doing on purpose, chances are you know that you're safe, but your body doesn't really realize that. So you want to tell your body, whether it's out loud or it's just thoughts you say in your head to yourself, you want to tell yourself, I'm safe, I'm fine, I want to do this, this is great. And bonus tips, if you start saying things like, I love this, this is the best day of my life, I wish I could do this all the time, and like really go big with these things, because your conscious mind is the driver. There's a lot happening under the surface with your mind with your mind basically, a lot of subconscious thoughts and a lot of body processes going along, but your mind is really the driver. When it says I'm safe, then your body starts to listen. Okay, I guess we're not going to be shooting all this adrenaline and all this stress and anxiety at you. We're just going to feel like you know what's up. We're just going to follow. So let me know in the comments what your experiences are, and as always, push yourself to grow, to expand, to achieve, to succeed, and I wish you so much happiness. Live better, and see you soon.